I'm Holly Constant.
And I'm Maddie Hockaday. We really love Parks and Rec, and we really love behind-the-scenes details.
So we're researching everything from DVD extras like deleted scenes and commentaries,
plus interviewing cast and crew who actually worked on the show.
We also bring on guests and friends to geek out about everything parks.
So join us, you tropical fish.
This is literally the best Parks and Rec rewatch podcast.
We're your park pals.
There's a park and some pals, and there's also therapy too.
All right, everyone, welcome in. We are getting to Donna and Joe, which is so exciting to see their storyline.
Yes.
I really am so looking forward to talking about them.
Yes, I'm so excited. I feel like we haven't seen Joe this season, and I think we've known that they're still together and they're getting married, but we haven't got to see them together. So it's exciting to get back into that.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so Season 7, Episode 7, Donna and Joe, original air date February 3rd, 2015. This was written by Aisha Muharrar, who has written a ton of episodes of Parks. We've talked about her a lot. Also, she wrote for Hacks on HBO. She wrote for The Good Place. She's also a producer on a lot of those shows. She has a book out right now that everyone should go read called Loved One. And she's also, she is the one that I talk about all the time, where she's the worker at the baby store that Anne visits, where Anne says she's never seen a bib without Dale Earnhardt Jr. on them, and she's the one that's like, really? So she has 14 episodes total, which is so incredible. Huge writer / influence for Parks, and this will be her last writing credit on Parks, which is incredible.
Yes, I know. I feel like we get so sad when we're hearing that it's the last time somebody's going to do something, but you look at it and it's like, we have 6 episodes left? So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's crazy.
And this was directed by Ken Whittingham, who we saw last week in Save JJ's, which is very exciting. And surprisingly, these 2 episodes didn't air back to back. So if you're new here, we learned that this season aired 2 episodes per week back to back in the original airing of the show. And his last episode, Save JJ's, was like the end of a pair. And now we're starting with a fresh episode in a new week, but still the same director, which is great and fantastic because he's amazing. And I talked about this last week, but everything we love has been touched by Ken Whittingham's direction, I feel. There's Scrubs, St. Dennis, Abbott Elementary, Parks, The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 30 Rock, Grace and Frankie, like so many more. If you look at his IMDb, it just can go on for days. So it's amazing. And I'm so happy that we get to see him a little bit more.
Yeah, iconic.
All right. Well, I'm ready for a summary whenever you are.
Okay, perfect. All right. Donna's getting married, and April is in charge of everything. Ron creates some waves in Tom's relationship with Lucy, and Ben makes a big decision about his future.
Yay, how exciting.
Yeah, I forgot that this was this early, too. We do this all the time when we're watching the show.
Wait,
we're
early
like,
for what?
Ben running for Congress.
Oh,
I thought it was closer to the end. Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I think just in my memory. And I think that's happened a lot to us throughout the series. It's like, I forgot that this is happening this early in the show, just because it feels later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we start on a beautiful stained glass window. Donna and Joe are walking through the church, and Joe asks if there will be orchids on every pew. He's just making sure because those are Donna's favorite flower, and she's my favorite flower, he says, which is so precious and cute. Love their love for each other.
I do too. And I think it still surprises me sometimes that Donna doesn't come across always that she's the kind of girl that would want a guy that's that lovey-dovey, like publicly with her. But it is so sweet, and she really does cherish it. And she deserves it. So.
Well, she isn't that kind of gal, you know what I mean? Until Joe came. So I feel like that's like the whole thing from that one episode where she wasn't really, or she didn't want to look at herself like that. Like you said. But yeah, so it's nice to see that, they both have kind of changed and loved each other and grown into this. And it's such a fun trajectory to see how Donna started, like not wanting to be tied down, feeling overwhelmed by commitment. And now they are in this amazing marriage moment where choosing the lemon grocery store cake in the last episode because she loves him and he loved that cake, so she's like into that, which is really sweet. So yeah, I love that. And he's reciprocating this with the orchids and everything. So yeah, it's just like such a special moment for us to see them have their time.
Yeah,
And looks like Craig is apparently the wedding planner / organizer person. And he's like, of course there will be orchids because this isn't Craig's first time as a side job wedding planner for a former coworker. Apparently he's done this before, this exact situation evidently. So that's a funny little history moment for Craig.
Yeah, he would stress me out. If I was the bride and he was my wedding planner, I'd be like, hard pass. Although I'm sure that he's doing this as a friend, maybe not charging for it. And so it's like you get April and Craig and they'll balance each other out. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, totally. And he definitely has the organization aspect of it down. So that's, I guess, helpful in one way.
Mm-hmm.
And it is cute that he is aware that he stresses people out. He does notice this. He says he mostly has his rage under control, but avoid the trigger words, which are all wedding words: flowers, schedule, vows, wedding. Even his name is a trigger word. Like, yes, exactly. But I love that cute Joe tries to be accommodating and apologizes immediately for saying his name, which is a trigger word. So that's very sweet.
Yeah.
And I just love seeing the friendship / relationship between April and Donna and where we started with them, and that April is the maid of honor. To me, that seems like such a huge deal from where we started, and how sweet and special to see this friendship blossom. I just love that so much.
Yeah, and we've gotten to see them have like the Humane Society episode when Donna leaves to shop, right? Like April had to step in, she had to grow up and have that hard conversation, and to see that, we talked a lot about what that friendship looked like, and see it come here where it's like, that's how close they feel is so cool. And I love that April, she really cares.
She really cares. You can tell.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it is great. And I think that Humane Society episode was like kind of the cemented relationship or cemented that friendship and kind of put a name to it, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Because now they know how to deal with each other. Now that April knows that Donna's a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she can kind of change her perspective and understand, okay, I don't need to deal with her like she's a dog. She's a cat. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about this before, that's how you kind of know that a friendship's worth it too, is that they're both they both care, and they're both willing to, have those conversations. Like, cause that episode where she was trying to find which dog Donna was, and when Donna's leaving, they could have just been like, I don't care. I'm not going to work on it. So it's cool. Full circle. We're getting to see that at the end of the series. So
yeah, it's very sweet. And Donna says that April's her BFF, which is amazing, because I don't think we've heard it out loud, even though we've seen it a little bit. Loves her like a sister, which is, again, just so special and feels monumental to me as an audience member personally. But also she chose her as the maid of honor, not only because she's the BFF and loves her like a sister, but also because she's tough, and Donna needs her to be tough with Donna's family. And we get a Lavandrius mention again. He is not welcome. There's 28 Meagles in one room, which sounds insane. So much drama. And this is where you said that, I agree with you, where April is like, I actually care whether you're having a good time. And she's almost shocked by herself saying that. And whether she's going to be happy or not, whether Donna's going to be happy or not. And she's going to take care of everything. And it's really nice to see. I mean, I guess we could say this a lot of times, but it's just nice to see also because you can see April, and Aubrey Plaza does a really good job with this, where you can see April kind of struggle with the internal fight to hate everything but love her friends and want to do a good job for them. So I thought that was really cute and very in character.
Definitely.
And this is where Donna talks about her family again, saying that the Meagles are a cold people. They can hold a grudge. Her cousin forgot to use a coaster once, and the grandpa wrote her out of the will, literally. Wow.
That's
crazy. You really got to watch your back.
I was like, 28 people from one family in one room together is a lot anyway. And then you add in the drama and the pettiness and the grudges. That's going to be a lot.
Yes, totally. And this made me think of the lake house and how we can't do anything, use anything, do anything out of line when we use Donna's lake house. So it totally tracks. The writers did a really good job making that through line there.
Good
Pictionary tournaments ending in the hospital. No more than 4 Meagles can be on an international flight. I mean, this is legitimate, serious stuff going down.
I want to hear the story behind that.
I know. That could have been such a fun DVD extra to have that side thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, oh my gosh, maybe a fan can do that. But they give great gifts. That's what's so funny. She's like, I know they're dramatic, but they give great gifts, so I got to get that flatware.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, I'd be in it for the gifts and the cash as well. So that's the best reason to have a party, especially for
real.
a wedding or a birthday, like all the presents.
For sure.
All right, so at Tom's Bistro, Lucy said she picked up some geranium hand cream at the nail salon, and she gives it to Tom / shares it with him, and it's really cute to see this. She calls him Tommy. It's super cute that they're so in sync, I feel.
Yeah, and this is like, it feels like it's moving kind of fast. Like she's putting the lotion on him. He's like, warm it up, girl. Like, you know, like it feels very intimate.
Yeah. And I mean, it does help that they've dated before, so they kind of know the vibes. But yeah, you're right. And I love when Tom says, like, guess what I've planned for tonight? And I laughed out loud when Ron said no. I just thought that was so out of nowhere. I mean, it's totally in character for Ron, but like, you don't expect him to just say no. And I would like to manifest that. I would like to do that. Like, just
let your inner thoughts come out. Yeah. Certain times where it's appropriate.
Which I think I've been doing a decent job of doing that for the most part, because I just don't have time. As I'm getting older, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's definite.
So
definite
it was just really
shift.
funny when Ron did that.
Yeah.
So Tom has a baby blue brocade. What does he say? I can't remember what he says, but it's basically a baby blue suit and a matching dress for Lucy. And Ron is like, okay, you think that she'll like that? She'll be down for that. And Tom is like so confident that she will. And he's really confident in the relationship. He kind of lets it slip because he's just like talking now as friends, that Tom says he feels like he really knows her. He's happy. He'd marry her tomorrow. Like, I'm all in. And that's really nice that Tom is feeling this way.
Yeah. We've never really seen him like that before. We saw him really hung up on Wendy in the beginning of the season or the series, but I think that was more comfort, and they already had set the ritual. Why do we have to divorce kind of thing? I think he's found somebody who likes the same things he likes, has the same temperament, and he's like bought in. He's like, I'm really happy to see this side of Tom, and he's not being sleazy Tom. He's actually being very sweet.
Right. Yeah, like thoughtful. And yeah, with Wendy, it wasn't reciprocated, but this is different and makes him feel more comfortable / like in it, I think, because she likes him just as much as he likes her, which is always what you want, you know? And it's harder than you think, I feel, to find that. So he found it, and he, you know, is really doesn't want to let it go, essentially. I have to say, I don't know. I was just curious, I guess, on everyone else's thoughts, but I don't think I would like this matching dress with the suit personally. I like an accent color, maybe like a prom moment where like your tie matches my dress or something like this. But it feels a little siblingy to me.
Fair, like family photos. It does give family photos. Yeah.
But it is in character for this couple, and that's what's most important. Just like with Andy and April, where like half the things are not for me, but they like it and it works for them. But I think if my partner had presented that to me, I would struggle with being patient and honest and tactful, because I'd be like, I don't know if I like that.
No, I definitely would not wear. I like what you're saying, the tie, like the tie matches the color of the dress. That's nice.
Yeah. But anyhow, so Ron said he brought his own tri-tip in classic Ron fashion, and also in Ron fashion, he like spanks the meat, which is hilarious. And so Ron, he's so excited.
Yeah. Oh, Ron.
Someone on the internet actually pointed out that this was brisket and not tri-tip, and that Ron would definitely know the difference, but I did not. And I was like, okay, like good for you, Glenn Coco, for discovering that that's not tri-tip. But at the same time, I looked up, and I know that this doesn't matter at all, but I did Google what a tri-tip looks like and what a brisket looks like. They look exactly the same to me, and I'm just not that meat type of person. I like it all, but they look exactly the same. So it's a different cut of meat. I did look that up. So like I can't remember which one is. One is like the breast area kind of, and one's like a hind quarter. But yeah, they look the same to me.
Butt or boob.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, take your pick.
Yeah.
Pick your poison. So anyhow, this is one of my most favorite Ron lines, I feel. I've been waiting for this. He loves weddings because of good food, celebration of romantic love, and churches. But the say what you will about organized religions, but those bastards knew how to construct an edifice. I just think that is so smart,
so good,
and funny.
Yeah, I love it. And it kind of throws you off for a second when he says churches.
Mm-hmm.
But when the last part comes out, you're like, yeah, there it is.
Architecture, woodworking, totally. And also, I mean, I know other people thought this when I saw on the internet when I was doing my research, but like I was thinking it before I even saw it that I miss Diane in this moment. Like I wish that they could have experienced this wedding and shown like had a little moment of love and life together with Diane too, but I don't know what Lucy Lawless was doing or if they just didn't invite her back because they had so much else going on. I'm not really sure.
I don't know. This is a perfect moment to bring her back out of everything that's been going on. Because you typically take your significant other to weddings. Yeah, and I miss her too.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad to see him going solo. So
yeah, because the kids wouldn't have to come back or the baby or whatever. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
No, and the kids are old enough now that the oldest could have been babysitting with the time jump we did. So it's not
That's
like,
true.
Couldn't find a sitter or something. And they don't even give an explanation as to why Diane's not there.
Right. Yeah. So that kind of sucked, but
Yeah.
the rest of the episode's fine. I just thought it was worth mentioning.
Fair.
So now we're at the house, and Leslie calls the kids monsters, which I think is actually a precious nickname for them.
Yeah. It's great.
Yes. And she tries to talk to them calmly, and that is clearly not working. Mommy and Daddy have to pack because we are going to a hotel. And yeah, I almost forgot about this too. Roz, the babysitter, is here, played by Rachel Dratch, which is so exciting. I love this.
I love her being here, and the fact that she and Amy Poehler are just like besties, come from SNL together, have done a lot of work together. I'm sure that they were able to play off of each other really well. It comes across in these scenes. And Rachel Dratch is just the most Rachel Dratch with just her one-liners that she's just like...
She's so good.
30 seconds? I just 30 seconds.
Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe we could sit down quietly. She's so perfect as the babysitter, yes. And I love when she makes these little random appearances in her besties shows. Like she was in 30 Rock as well. And which was so fun, just like a random ass character. And yeah, I love it so much. And this was kind of like around the same time as 30 Rock, not completely, but around the same time. But yeah, and then she starts fading, and Leslie has a nice pep talk and is like, "You're tough and you're strong and you're an excellent caretaker for our children." And I love that line too of like, "I love you more than Ben."
Yeah.
And I think every mother can kind of relate to the nanny that really helps them get through their life.
So
like,
relatable.
I would survive that, and that's what's even better is the explanation of like, I would survive, but I wouldn't make it if you left me.
Yeah.
Like, if Ben left me, I would make it. I would be sad, but if you left me, I would never recover.
Yeah.
And I think that is so good. That helps Roz.
Oh yeah. That's got to feel good to hear. I called Ivan over to watch that scene because I was like, have you ever seen anything more relatable? And we just talked about like how when we really luckily have our parents come over to watch Killy, sometimes that's like how we feel. We're like, I've been screamed at and had things thrown at me for the last 5 hours. If I could just have 10 minutes to take a shower, that would be great.
Right. Or like pee in peace, like with the door closed, not
with the door
opening.
closed.
Oh my God.
That's a luxury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. Heard. And then we get an incoming call from Jen Barkley, which we haven't seen her in so long. So nice to see her. We love. I did look up when we last saw her because it felt like a long time.
Yeah.
And that was in Second Chance, which was season 6, episode 10, last season, where she tells Leslie to dream bigger when she's thinking of running for Dexhart's seat and has that iconic line of, well, Ben hires her, but like for the consultant portion. And she has that iconic line of, if you say another word, I will literally sue you. Let's not end it like that. So
she comes back like better than ever for me in this. Like, I don't know if it's because it's been a while since we've seen her, and when she was in season 6, it was like a quick in out, whereas we had her for several episodes in season 3 or 4, right?
Right.
And so it just felt so quick that like when she comes back and she's in so many scenes in this episode, she just it feels like she's always nailed Jen Barkley, but it's something different for me in this episode.
So
like
good.
She just feels elevated.
Ugh. Catherine Hahn is queen mother of all. She's so good.
She's great.
Ugh. And then, let's see, Leslie says she's been calling and she thinks it's because Jen wants her to run for Senate or another office, but Leslie's really happy with her job and she doesn't want to run for anything. The whole world is her park, which I gotta say, I love hearing her say this. I feel like we haven't really gotten that kind of confidence or like I've hit where I want to be from Leslie. She's always striving, always pushing to do more. And so it's really nice to hear her say out loud, like, I love my job and I'm good. Like, I'm really fine with what I've achieved and I feel good about this. You know what I mean? Where she's at in her life right now.
Yeah. I think, yeah, she's satisfied. She's hit a point where she's like really happy with what she's doing. I think when we entered the series, that's how she was until she realized that there were other things she could be doing. So it's kind of returning back to that, like I've settled into my place. So
yeah, because I just feel like she's always been pushing because city council was her dream job. So even though she was doing parks and she loved it, she was always like thinking about what's next and what can I achieve next kind of thing. And she still does that, but within her happiness is still there. Like her peace is a little bit more content, I think, right now, or like solidified in a way, which is really sweet. And yeah, so this is where, you know, their lives are so chaotic, Leslie says. So like, even if they did want to run, you know, we just wouldn't be able to do it. And like run a campaign, especially. And Ben is really nice and says we could figure it out. Things aren't that chaotic. And I'm just like, what? Ben always does this. This is such a character trait for Ben. Like he always has this kind of naive, like not realistic way of thinking about how things are actually going. Like, yeah. It's just really funny to me because like it just made me think back to when Leslie loses her seat in the city council and he's like, you know, she's doing okay. She's doing better than I would have thought. And then she comes in wearing her sweatpants, sleeping on a bench, eating Paunch Burger. And I'm like, Ben, what?
It's like he romanticizes it.
I know this is optimistic, but yeah, maybe it is romanticizing. I don't know. But I'm just like, yes, it is. And then Roz comes in to prove my point and says, all three kids bumped into each other and broke everything you own. Just a heads up of where we're at.
Yeah. More shattering in the background. I have no idea what that was. Just
right. Oh my gosh.
Perfection. Someone with children absolutely wrote this Roz's lines.
Yes. So back at Tom's Bistro, we see Gail come back, which is very exciting. The lovely Christy Brinkley is with Terry, and Gail is noticing Tom give Lucy a gift. And I love that she says, your best friend, Tom. Like, they're besties, Terry and Tom.
Yeah, it's like the stories that he tells when he gets home.
Exactly. Yes, 100%. And Christy Brinkley is always lovely. She looks so cute and precious, always.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that she's returned as well.
Me too. Yeah, see, like Gail got to be brought back. Why? What about Diane?
Where's Diane?
There must have been something going on. I don't know, with Lucy Lawless. I don't know what she was doing. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but, you know, we'll move on. So Lucy loves the dress, and which is, again, proving my point of, like, this is so great that they are in sync, that they love each other, and it's just, like, a really nice time for them, because to me it seemed like more sibling-y or, like, father-daughter, but I love that they love it.
Yeah. It matches their vibe.
Totally. And she shows Ron, and Ron lets it slip that Tom said he'd marry her tomorrow. He's quite taken with you. And I was like, oh no, you don't say that to someone, I feel. But Natalie Morales, who plays Lucy, does such a fantastic job of this look in her eyes, like shock, but still smiling because she's like frozen in place. Her eyes say it all. It's so good.
Yeah, she did a great job playing that because you can tell she's not completely scared off. She's taken aback. She's like, ooh, that's a little further than I am. But she's not like, and I'm out.
Right. Like, gotta go.
Yeah.
She's just like frozen.
Yeah.
It's so funny and perfect. I think that's probably how I would be too. Like, what? Who? What?
Yeah. And Ron, come on, man. What a social flub. He told you that because he's just trying to explain how he was feeling. Like, that's not a thing that you say to somebody else.
I know.
Oh, no.
I know. And Ron's just happy for them, which is why he said that, because he's like so excited that, you know, Tom finally found someone and Lucy likes him too and all these things. So he's just like having a good time because he's not even thinking right. But even if he was thinking right, I think he would say that. But yeah, it's just all sorts of factors that play into why he said that and how it's bad.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I think it's good that Ben and Leslie are getting a hotel, even though Ben points out that it's 10 minutes from their house. I think a staycation is awesome, especially for a wedding. I love that. And when you have kids and you want to have a little moment, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it too, because it is necessary. I think it's really sad when it's not sad. it's a different vibe when you go to something and you know you're going home, because you can't drink. Like you give yourself a limit of how much you can drink, especially if you're going to be driving home, if you're going to be home. Like, what if the kid wakes up? Like, there's just so many other things. Like, they're letting themselves fully enjoy the evening, be themselves. It's so important in my experience, like, that you have moments like that in your relationship where you kind of revert back to not having that responsibility, to kind of reconnect on that level of, we're not mom and dad right now. We are Ben and Leslie, and we're getting to experience that vibe, which doesn't happen as often. So I think it's so important.
Totally. Yeah, I do too. I think it's great. And Leslie says, like, when they're at the hotel, maybe they can have a couple more kids, like, or get started on that. And Ben's like, don't even joke about that. And I'm like, Leslie,
Right?
I agree with Ben. Don't even joke about that.
Yeah. You can have fun, but like the you don't need the more kids.
Right. Or wait for them to grow up a tiny bit more, maybe. And so you can, like, pace yourself just a tiny bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they open the door to go to this hotel, and bam, Jen Barkley is there. She's such a wizard, like, which is my, like, in the canon of my head, this is when she's also playing the witch lady in WandaVision.
Agatha. Oh yeah.
Yes, Agatha. Yes. But anyhow, this is I feel like this is everyone's favorite Jen Barkley moment / episode, because she's like, what is that horrible sound? Children.
Yeah.
Ugh, your life is gross. I want to channel Jen Barkley in everything.
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes.
And then she says the reason that she's come is because what she has to tell them cannot wait. And apparently their district, the 10th district's incumbent, is up for re-election. And he wins every year because he's a big bully. No one contests him. No one opposes him until now. Side note, Indiana apparently has only 9 congressional districts. So the writers chose to create a 10th district to not, like, offend any real congressman or actual congressman. So that's kind of nice. Or congressperson. Yeah. So
that's fair.
So they created this 10th district.
Okay,
and
that's fair.
Then Jen, that is really nice and fair. Jen, I do like this little tech moment where Jen kind of flicks her hand and the iPhone screen comes up. Again, see, she's always been a witch.
Yeah, she's on it, yeah.
But they play this commercial ad campaign thing, and we think that it's going to be Leslie, that her ad has, it's going to be a Leslie ad to run for Congress, but it actually turns out that Jen wants Ben to run, which is a really nice surprise for us, I think.
Yeah, which I love, because Ben has had times throughout the series where he wasn't really sure where he was going to sit. He went to accounting like 3 different times, and then always ended up back in government. But she leans into the fact that he loves the numbers, and it's so exciting to see that he's going to get to aspire to his next level now. Like, he's supported Leslie by her side every step of the way. And now he's going to get a chance to go for his next goal, which is really cool.
Yeah, and this brings it back to when Ben and Leslie first met. He has that line to Leslie, don't you want to run for office someday? As in, he might want to run for office someday. And so that's why he's trying to clear up his name and get the Icetown thing out of people's mouths and all that shit. So that's really cool that the writers did this. And I think this is something that they've been thinking about. I mean, I would imagine that this is something they've been thinking about for a long time. But yeah, it's a good point that we have seen him kind of not know quite where he wants to land, but just in government and, cleaning up the towns. And he's really good at that. He's really smart. And so it is really nice. And Jen says she's dead serious and he should really think / consider running for the House of Representatives. And I love that Ben's like, I'm not qualified for that. And which is so hilarious. Her line is so good. What a great commentary. Like, you might be overqualified for the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
With your resume.
The little jabs she makes several different times in this episode around like our actual politicians is just so funny and accurate. I love it.
It's so good. Me too. And then this is again one of Jen Barkley's good lines in this, where a kid runs by and she's like, "What was that? That was huge," as if she's never seen a child before.
Yeah, it's so good. This episode is only missing my favorite line from her, which probably comes in one of the next 2 episodes, where she goes, "Pancho," like she comes prepared.
Yes,
and that's like my favorite. The delivery she gives of that, but also it's so good. But this is all kind of leading up to her learning that she needs to come to their house with a poncho.
prepared, yes.
Yes.
And proves her point, because Ben and Leslie are like, you're not going to need that. That's stupid. Like, they give off that vibe.
Yeah.
But she knows. She knows.
Yeah.
But she makes great points here where she says Hartwell, the incumbent, is weak on the economy, which is Ben's exact strength.
Yeah.
Ben is young. He's a leader. He's totally ready professionally. She saw him do that Wi-Fi thing on TV. And he's like unsure right now, but her firm is ready to go whenever he says the word. And so I think that's a really interesting / like, again, I just love how they wrote Jen, where it's like she's just ready and you can either take it or leave it, but we're good to go. So I like that she's so confident.
No waffling with her. She just comes in. She knows what she wants to say. She knows what she's going to do. She comes in with her plan. It's good. But I like that she's not pushing him. She's also like, take a second to think about it. And yeah.
But you should do it.
Yeah, but also,
is like her vibe.
Yeah.
Roz says all his ties are now in the toilet. The kids are showering in their PJs, just like an update on where things are at.
Yeah.
Oh, Roz. And a part of me was like, don't tell them. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
They don't need to know.
Definitely don't need to know. Ugh. Yeah. I love that.
So Andy is talking to two guys in Donna's family. We're back at Tom's Bistro, saying whatever happened was probably an accident, and they get really petty and passive aggressive. And I love that April comes up running with these colorful folders, by the way, and says status report. And Andy says, like, they're all passive aggressive, but he doesn't know that phrase. So he says nicey meanie. The words they're saying sound passive, but seem aggressive. There should be a phrase for that. Oh, Andy.
I'm surprised he knows what passive means, if I'm being just completely
honestly.
real.
And aggressive, really.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like he knows aggressive from football. Like, that's the only way in my head that he knows that word.
That's true. So this first guy is the one that actually has the lines, is played by Jamison Reeves, and his character name is Turk. And he looks so familiar to me, but I'm not really sure why when I was watching this. It could just be, there have been instances where I'm like, you look so familiar. And it's literally because I know them from Parks and Rec, from watching it so many times. So maybe it's just that. But anyway, he was a bartender in 911. He was in I'm Still Here. That's a project he's been in. He's also directed and written a lot as well. Looks like a lot of short films and TV movies as well, which is really cool. And then it's really sad, but I didn't see the actor that's next to him that's having this passive aggressive moment. I didn't see that actor listed on IMDb. So he may have been an extra since he didn't have lines, but I would have thought that he would have been credited or would have wanted to be credited because his face is showing. So, and it's like visible enough to be credited. Whereas a lot of times when you're an extra, it's like you just saw the back of your head. So you're not going to get like billing for that. But anyway, Jamison actually sent in some really cool voice memos.
Oh, cool.
So this is the first one.
I can't exactly remember how I got the job. I'm sure I auditioned in person and had to get put on tape, and then it had to go get reviewed and all that kind of stuff. I was mostly working in the commercial world. I had booked a bunch of commercials. The theatrical side wasn't really something that I was thinking that much about because I was doing a lot of PA work and a lot of work in casting and just doing a lot of work to stay afloat because I had a young daughter at the time. So I think the audition came in and I just did what I do. And then I remember getting booked on the job, which was kind of exciting. I didn't really watch the show. I wasn't sure what was going to be expected of me. So I just went in on the day that I was scheduled to shoot and just kind of did what I was asked. I really do remember sitting in the makeup room and Chris Pratt coming in and him just being literally the nicest person. I think he had just gotten back from vacation on a speedboat somewhere with a bunch of friends, and he was just talking about that, and it was awesome to be kind of in the room with someone who was really, really on the rise and was still a cool person and still had conversation with me and treated me like the guy who was only going to be there for the day, a few hours, like someone who was part of the cast. It was truly an amazing experience. Then we went on set, and I was in the moment, so I don't really remember getting a lot of direction because it was just kind of an organic scene, and it kind of flowed nicely. I think they may have improvised a little bit around me, but I was kind of afraid to do that at the time. I wanted to stay on book and give them exactly what was written. And being able to see like professional actors on a hit show in their final season kind of play and riff kind of gave me the knowledge that in my auditions to come up, I should feel free to kind of do what I want and make it mine. It was fun. That day was short. I went in, we did it a couple takes, they turned around, and then they sent me home. So it was awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Very
I
cool.
love hearing when the cast is nice. I mean, we've really heard that from literally everyone, I feel. So that
Yeah.
is so special. And I just really love hearing that. So thank you so much for sending that. That's so fun. Oh my gosh. I really love hearing all these behind the scenes things. Okay, this is the second one where I asked him about his day on set. He already talked about that a little bit, but let's listen to what else he has to say.
You know, my day on set was quick. I remember getting there to the location, getting signed in. I may have had a small trailer to go put my stuff in. Well, I'm sure I did. And then it was off to set with pages and kind of a blocking and a loose kind of rehearsal. And then back off to my trailer where I waited for the second AD to come and grab me and take me to hair and makeup. I went in hair and makeup. I was in there. I had that conversation with Chris Pratt, which was awesome. And then back to my trailer to chill, which was kind of weird because I like to be around people. And a lot of times when you're new to the set, you don't know anyone. So I would just sit in that little room by myself and go over my line, go over my line, and go over my line so that I was, ready. And then we called us in to, I think they were lit. They wanted us to come and block it before we shot it. I don't really remember having a lot of interaction with the other co-stars. I think I had a brother in that someone that I was arguing with. I think he was like a cousin or a brother. It was so long ago, I don't even remember. But the two of us got along well, and then Chris came over and did his line. It was great, and it was done. I think a couple of takes, then you get to turn around, and then you do a couple more where you're feeding the line to the other guys, and then that was it. And then I think I left and went back to my trailer and changed out of the suit, put my clothes on, said goodbye to whoever was around, and then got in my car and headed back to work. Yeah, I might have even had to go to work that day after that, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm pretty sure I booked out of whatever I was doing because, that day I was being a star, and it was fun. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, that's so fun. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I mean, and we've heard that from pretty much everyone, especially on this season, but I think by like season 5, season 4, end of season 4 or whatever, they really knew what they were doing. But especially in this last season with a one-liner, like they were so quick. I mean, everybody says that it's so fast, and what a dream. And like to just have a couple hours where you go have fun, but also like the whiplash of only having 2 hours on set and then being like, oh my God, it's already over. Like it's done. I did it and just lived my dream. And then now I have to go back to real life. That's, I can't imagine. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But also like, yeah, just interesting to think about. So yeah, I hope that you did book out of whatever you were doing that day because you never know how long it's going to take. I mean, as much as like they're amazing and it's the last season, you just never know. But yeah, and he did mention that dude that was next to him, his co-star guy. That's the one I was talking about that I can't find his name on IMDb, but his facial expressions were really fun. He didn't have any lines, but they had a good little chemistry being Meagles holding grudges, So my next question was about Ken Whittingham because I was asking if he got any direction and how much I love Ken Whittingham. I was wondering if, what his experience was with that. And this was his answer for that one.
Working with Ken must have been amazing because I don't remember him not being a nice person or yelling or treating me with any type of disrespect. Those are the people that I tend to remember, the people that don't make me feel comfortable. So working with Ken was basically a dream. I don't remember getting a lot of redirection. I think maybe a little bit just so that he could have a couple of variations on the take. But yeah, they were shooting a show. They were a well-oiled machine. There wasn't a lot of time for, 20 takes, 30 takes. That's not how they got their job done. So it was a great experience just to be on a set that big for the first time and around people that are, total professionals and at the height of their career and building careers and only getting better from there. So it was great. It'd be an amazing thing to get together and, have a reunion, I guess. No one will remember me. But I think it would be fun to kind of say, hey, remember that day we did the thing on Parks and Recs and everyone loved it? So, yeah, it was fun. I can't say anything bad about Ken because, he was a great guy.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And I have heard that about Ken because he, like I said, he's worked on 9,000 things. So, I mean, people have definitely talked to him and he's at interviews and things like that. So that's good to hear. And yeah, I mean, I think with those one-liner, two-liners, under fives, as they say, a lot of times you get booked because you knew how to read it without direction. So it's like you don't really get direction unless you're really doing something wrong or they have some vision in their head that you just had no idea. But I'm always curious because you just never know. They might have something that they give you, but anyway. And then the next one, I just asked him if there was anything else that I forgot to ask or if there's anything else he'd like to talk about from that day.
You've asked really good questions, and I can't really think of anything else that I'd like to say or have to say. The experience of people seeing you on television and reaching out to you and saying, hey, you were great, was a great experience. No, I don't know. I think you asked really good questions. Thanks. I appreciate you having me here and wanting to know more about me, that guy who played that guy on that show. That was amazing. It was fun.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm glad that we could get some background information. I love that. And I also love that I don't know if casting, I'm sure they did this on purpose because they're meticulous, but I felt like him and Questlove, aka Lavandrius, look kind of similar. Like they could absolutely be Meagle siblings. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
With the glasses and the hair. And yeah, I do think that that's a really good casting thing. So, and yeah, like he said, I mean, I don't think he needed that much direction because he did a really good job of being passive aggressive, sarcastic vibes. So I felt like he did his job well, essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I asked is if he had anything he'd like to plug and talk about or promote.
Yeah, thank you. This has been great. What have I been doing? Oh, I got parodied by Kenan Thompson on Saturday Night Live as Corey, the one black guy in every commercial years ago. That was great. I recently helped some really good friends shoot a series called Nurse the Dead. It's on iwant.tv, which is amazing. It's an 8-episode series. Hopefully we'll get a season 2. And I recently finished and submitted a short film called Night Mary to a couple festivals here in Los Angeles, and I think to the Idlewild International Festival of Cinema. So it should be fun. Yeah, my Instagram is Reeves Jamison 126 because someone stole my Jamison Reeves. And I'm on Facebook and all that other stuff that the old people are on. So thanks a lot. This was great. Hopefully we'll have another chance to chat about something else in the future. All right, take care. Thank you. Bye.
Yay, that's so nice. Okay, we'll have to check that out and post everything in the show notes and tag him on Instagram and everything so you guys can follow him. But thank you, Jamison, so much for sending that. I appreciate it so much. That was really fun.
Yeah, we love hearing all that background information.
Yeah, totally. And I did not, maybe that's what I recognize him from, all the commercials that he did, because IMDb doesn't list commercials, believe it or not. So that could be something that, and I did not know that about Kenan. So that's funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, cool. So next we are at April talking about the Key Largo and Denver Meagles, and then their Berlin Meagles. Damn, we've got some worldwide Meagles, which makes sense about the international flight now.
For real. Yeah.
Crazy. This is when Leslie and Ben are now talking about the offer from Jen, and Leslie says, try a tactic where tonight you act like you've decided to run, and then tomorrow act like you've decided not to run, and see how that feels. And I think that I feel like I've told people to do that before, and I do that for myself sometimes when I'm trying to make a hard decision of like try to act like you accepted and then act like you didn't and see how it feels. Sometimes it's hard because you can't imagine something that huge. But I think that in this case, the way that they play it out is really helpful for him.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great way to do it. Sometimes what people will do is they'll be like, okay, here are your two options. I'm just going to tell you which one you're doing. And then if you feel a real sense of loss, it's the other one that you wanted. But I like this better because you actually like to get in your head and see how would I act? What would I do? What would my decisions be to kind of help you come to the decision? I love that. I love this advice. And I love that she comes, into her interview or talking head on the side. And she's like, I want him to run, but it's my job to be neutral and let him come to that decision. I think we see so much growth from Leslie in that moment, because I think 5 years ago you would have seen her steamroll him into it. And I just love seeing her be like, nope, it's going to be his decision. I'm not going to get my voice in there. So I love that.
Yeah, this is a very romantical episode for all the couples, I feel. And yeah, in her talking head, she's so sweet, totally believes in him, totally thinks it's possible. Ben should be the royal archduke, sultan, emperor of all inhabitable lands on earth, is her line. And I looked this up because I was like, what is that phrase? Why did she say that? Just out of curiosity. And the joke really is that those are all different titles for different types of regions.
Leaders.
And so I was like, oh, okay. So basically he should just be the ruler of all things forever and always, every land mass. So that's really hilarious to me. But to Ben, yeah, like you said, she's neutral. And that is really nice. I think that she's letting him come to his own conclusion.
Yeah.
So Tom says Ron needs to walk back what he said to Lucy. He doesn't want to freak her out. But Tom, like, you're saying even more things to Ron that he's going to mess up. Like, he can see children and Tommy's Bahama, which is the private island in the future, which, by the way, is a fantastic idea. Love this. But it's like, okay, Tom, you're saying all these things that Ron is now going to spill.
And I think Tom needs to be the one to walk it back and not Ron. And I agree with Ron. Like, walking back sounds like lying. It's like, okay, maybe not walk back, but let's clarify. And I think that's Tom's job more than Ron's.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, yeah, in this moment, Tom's not seeing that he could just have the conversation because Ron's the one that messed it up. So he's like, no, you have to fix your mistake, which like a part of me, I don't know, like 5% of me is like, yeah, like you need to go fix what you've messed up. But yeah, it needs to be a conversation between them. And so Tom blocks the tiny hamburgers from Ron until that happens, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, this is kind of what we talked about last episode, where Tom like is still so nervous that Lucy is gonna somehow like figure out that it's like a hoax or something, like she's not going to be into him. And so he keeps like backtracking himself essentially and being like, no, never mind. Like, I don't even need you to go to Donna's wedding with me. It's like totally fine. I was lying. It's a hoax. You've been punked. And so I think that he's still in that mindset because he likes her so much. So it makes sense. But yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Leslie says the meet and greet is the first step in the campaign. So if we're going to act like you're running, you need to pretend everyone is important. And Terry comes up, and I laughed out loud at Terry's super sweet, like, hey guys, like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And the silence between Leslie and Ben of like, too hard. Wait for the next person.
Yeah. Which is so sad because Ben did end up getting closer with him. And so I feel sad.
I know. Yes, I know. Ben just can't do this like pretending moment right now or something. Like he's just not in that headspace. But anyhow, so we meet Donna's parents next, which is so exciting. I love meeting Donna's parents. This is so cool to see their family. And the dad, Albert Meagle is his name, or his character name, is played by Hal Williams, the actor. And sadly, he passed away this year. So he was like, I think I did the math. He was 81 when he shot this. And I believe he was 91 when he died. Like, that's an incredible age. Like, and oh my gosh, he has worked so much. He was in Moesha with Brandy, if you remember that show, which I thought that was a fun crossover because I know Tom loves Brandy. He was in Mr. Mayor with Ted Danson, Matlock, The Sinbad Show. So many incredible things that I didn't even mention just there, but wonderful. And yeah, I'm just like really stoked that he got to do what he liked to do up until that age. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And he did great.
It is. It's awesome.
And it doesn't go super well at first because Ben mistakes that they are married. And then he misses that her mom is a doctor. Like he says Miss Meagle instead of her name, Grace Callahan. And then he says or she says it's Dr. Callahan and all these things, even though I don't know how you were supposed to know that, Ben. That's not totally on you, but that is a great joke to think of off the top of your head. That's hilarious that he says, I hope that one of you is a podiatrist or a dentist because I seem to have foot and mouth disorder. And they all laugh and it smooths over. There's a sigh of relief. And that's a great little chunk of dialogue there.
Yeah, and I love that we're seeing the people who raised Donna, like you said. It's fun to meet their parents, and I don't get any Donna vibe from either of them. So
I could see Donna saying, "No, it's Dr. Callahan." Though,
that's true.
She was
a little bit of the sass from her mom, sure. Yeah,
there is sass.
Yeah,
yes.
You're right.
And I can see also. I wrote that I loved Donna's mom's hairstyle and her whole outfit situation, so I could kind of see Donna taking some of that on maybe. Yeah.
I can see that.
Donna's mom, by the way, is Grace Callahan. By the way, that's her character. She's played by Louisa Abernathy, the actor, and she was so fantastic. She's been in a lot of things, too. She was in the show The Exes with Donald Faison, a.k.a. Turk, on Scrubs. That was a while ago. Loot. She was a bank teller in Enough, that one with J-Lo. And then apparently she was also an actor. I don't know if it was background or what. I didn't go that far, but in the Justin Bieber music video, Holy. And I thought that was random, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. What a range. You know what I mean?
What a range. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And she has a headshot actually on her IMDb with the braid crown thing at the top of her head. So I wonder if that, they saw that picture and they were like, that's really cool. Let's keep that. Because I know that's a little random, but I love her hairstyle. I really like that on her.
Agree.
I just love braids in general, but yeah. So anyhow, April asks Donna and Joe how they're doing and if everything is going well for them, and Donna says it's honestly so great. There's nothing nice or calm when the Meagles are together, so this is really sweet that there's no drama. But then we learn why, essentially, because April is being super stern and serious with the Meagles in the kitchen. Get it together. I'm not screwing around. You better fucking get your life together and don't make this wrong for Donna, okay?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool to show that.
I loved that little background shot and the importance of Donna not needing to know that that conversation has happened, that April's just handling it, and it's great. And what a wonderful touch to have genuine crying.
Yes.
He plays that off so well, and Andy going over and being his buddy, it's okay. It's okay. But
don't cry. She didn't mean it.
Yeah. But I think that whole scene is so great.
Mocking him.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I don't care. Yeah. That whole scene really is fantastic. And I do love that Andy and him form this little toddler hug moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is actually a deleted scene here, which is kind of a more extended version of this, but they're actually in the front of Tom's Bistro, and it cut 2 lines from 2 actors, sadly, but it's super funny, so I'm going to play it. But it is interesting. I don't think the whole crew, all of Meagles, are in that kitchen there. They really took it down, which I think for us to see is really cute because in the canon of the show, there's a lot of Meagles that you can see. And I really appreciated that. I wish they didn't cut it. But anyhow, and this one is a little bit on the longer side. It's 1.5 minutes. But I think it's worth playing. So let's just go ahead and play that.
Family, we gathered you all here early so you can meet Joe before the party starts.
Welcome, Meagles. I gotta tell you, I'm just so happy that you've all made it to this rehearsal dinner, and I cannot wait to get to meet all of you. This is gonna be great. I still remember the first time I ever met Donna. I was doing missionary work in Brazil, and I just saw this vision in red, paragliding down the Amazon.
Yeah, you don't need to tell that story. It gets pretty R-rated.
It does.
See quickly.
It does.
And this is April, my maid of honor.
And I am Andy Dwyer. I'm married to the maid of honor, making me the best man. Sorry, Joe's brother.
Yeah, well, we'll see you all in a bit. To the left, starting.
Hi, Meagle family. Welcome. If there's anything I can do to help you or facilitate a general sense of happiness and calm, please let me know.
I think I can behave myself. Unlike Jennifer's dandruff, you won't even notice me. Well, people tend not to notice the unremarkable.
Okay, great. So this is a good time to mention that Donna has given us files on all of you. So, Jennifer, is it? Why don't you just try to have a fun night unless you want everyone to know what you were really doing last year in Miami? Or should I say getting done?
Why would you remove laser hair? Laser hair sounds awesome. Let me show you all to your tables, which are equidistant from Donna's table and where you can enjoy an appropriate amount of wine. Here we go, right this way. Thank you for coming. You're doing great, Craig. I love you.
I need that too. You're doing great, Craig. I
that
love
is
you.
1 minute and 39. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I love that. I need to channel the Craig energy of you're doing great, Craig. I love you. Like the mental
totally.
pickup.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that minute and 39 seconds, it has so much information in it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I love seeing Joe say that he saw the vision in red, and then it gets pretty R-rated, and he smiles when he's like, yeah, it does. When she says it gets R-rated, it's so cute. And the Meagles, and I love April's little moment of like, if I can do anything to make you happier, let me know, which is so not April. And so I love seeing that side of her protecting Donna. And yeah, that's when we learned that when she came up to Andy before asking for a status report with Jamison Reeves, who we got the voice memos from, that is what those colorful binders or papers are. They're files on each of the Meagles. So she is aware of what each person is doing and why they should be on the lookout, essentially. So Jennifer, the one who I guess allegedly got some laser hair removal, something, whatever, or reversed it, whatever it was, is played by Crystal M. Harris. And she's done a ton of stuff as well. 911 Lone Star, a new miniseries called Unexpected Company, the new Jim Crow, Majority Rules. And it looks like she was also a casting director for some music videos. So, and she's also a singer. So that might be why she's in the musician world. Also, it says in her bio that she grew up in rural California with chickens, and she summered in the Philippines with her dad. And I thought that was a fun tidbit to I always point out random things that people put on their IMDb bios because I think it's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And I did talk to Crystal, and she is going to send in some voice memos, but I think the timing just didn't work, so I'll add that into the next episode. But I'm excited to hear like what that experience was, and you know how that was with because she got to be with all of them. It was April, Andy, Donna, and Joe. So I mean, I know that she wouldn't maybe have interacted with every single one, but to be in a scene with them is super cool. So and just a side note too, like a lot of these cut scenes, like unless you buy the DVDs or you really scour the internet, like a lot of these actors don't get to see these scenes because they're not just like automatically sent. Like Crystal didn't even remember, and so I don't think she had seen it maybe, or even if she had, she like hadn't remembered. So I like did a little makeshift video on my phone and was like, here, this is how great it was and how cool it was, and our agent got to see it too because I CC'd her agent as well, which is always nice because I like the agents to see like, hey, your client is really cool and good and get them work, please. You know what I mean? Which I'm not saying that her agent is bad or by any means because I don't know them, but I just like I like circling them in because it's a nice professional thing to do. But anyhow, so that's Crystal. And then the other one, I'm pretty positive the girl who starts this fight is named Ebony Burks because she's listed on IMDb. And she's a really prominent singer, musician. She's been in a ton of things as a music producer / singer, which is really awesome. And her music is everywhere you stream. So I'll post that link even if it's not her. But I mean, there's a picture on IMDb that like sometimes, and I've said this before, sometimes there are pictures on IMDb that don't look like they looked in the show, or like they look just slightly different enough that it's like, is that really them? I don't know. And they don't really say her name. They say Jennifer, which is Crystal's name, the first one, but they didn't really say the other girl's name. So I wasn't able to like cross check that, but I think it's Ebony. So I'm going to say it's Ebony, and I followed her on Instagram. So, maybe I'll message her and see. I just, she just now accepted me. So like I wasn't able to message her. So I'll try to confirm that later, just as a heads up.
Nice.
Okay. So this is where, let's see. Oh yeah. This is, the April, and I was talking to Donna and Joe, and she's like, easy peasy, lemon sneezy. I love that April line.
Yeah. She's trying to fit in, and she doesn't, just slightly off.
She just doesn't like want them to know that she's like, you know, was kind of stressed.
Yeah.
But also doesn't want them to know that she just even did that. Like you said, you know, she doesn't need, they don't, even if she's not stressed, they don't need to know that what's going on behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, this definitely got me thinking about me and my sister when we were doing my mom's birthday party recently, because it felt like a wedding. And we were just very much like, I see myself in April in this moment. Not only the lemon sneezy thing, but the people, like, there are some crazies and like that came to my mom's party. Not crazies, but just people in the community that I'm just like, no, I'm not effing around here. Okay. So get it together, be here, be happy, don't steal food, and go home. So,
oh, that's awesome. Can't wait to hear more about
people
that.
Stealing food. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. People, I'm not even going to get into it. I just like, people are a little wild. They were fine at the party because I think we laid down that law, not like, you know, as straightforward, like out loud, but they could tell. But no, it was fun though. It wasn't anything that was like, oh my God, like I'm scared or anything like that. But yeah, it wasn't as loosey-goosey, I think, as some people might be used to, which I liked. And it worked out perfectly. So it was great.
Good.
So Ron talks to Lucy and fucks it up again, starts talking about like camouflage, saying camouflage could technically be a form of lying because Ron's like, I've never lied before. And I'm like, what are you saying, Ron? You're not even fixing anything.
This is why I think Tom should have just done it.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Because, like, he failed the first time. What makes you think he's going to, like, make it better? Ugh. Anyways, you're right. But anyway, he's being, Ben is being super charming and political, and they're also drunk. So that's why he's, you know, easing into this. Very condescending. I feel condescending. I love that.
So good. And even when he goes back in, he goes back in like he's going to say it right. And he still says condiment, which is just like, so that good.
Was it. Nailed it. Yes, and I love getting Ben's delusional / incoherent side. That's the best when he's on drugs, and the Partridge Hospital is great when he can't be on camera, the snake juice episode, the blueberry wine episode, like all of that, those Ben drunk moments / on drugs moment is perfect. And now this, it's just, I love seeing Adam Scott do his drunk character.
He does such a great job here because he still comes across like he's thinking clearly enough to give this speech. You're not like, bro, sit down. But he has a little bit enough in his voice where you're like, oh, he's drunk. Like, it's just totally. Like a perfect balance of, sure, continue to give this speech, but also that's not the Ben we're used to.
Right, 100%. Yeah, and I mean, Leslie says that it only takes like one sip of wine now to get drunk since they had the kids, so it's and they've clearly had at least 2 or 3 glasses, maybe more, so they're definitely feeling it. And this is why I think, I mean, maybe she would have done it if she was sober, but she especially says that he should do this, make a speech, because a congressperson would need to make a speech. Like, oh Lord, Leslie, not the best idea, but you know what, totally fine. Toast it up. I love this little moment. I'll toast it, baby. Roast it and toast it till it's brown on both sides.
So good.
Again, Leslie and Ben have great, like, every couple, I think, in this episode have a really good couple moment, partner moment. You know what I mean? It's really beautiful.
I love it.
And I mean, at least it's not like a drunk uncle stereotype, because he's not saying anything inappropriate. He makes a very beautiful, albeit drunk, but very beautiful speech about celebrating Donna and Joe, but also says so sweetly that being married is fantastic. And even when his, like, even when he's drunk, like, his love just grows and shows for Leslie. It's really sweet. And I love that his little moment, like explaining marriage, of like, you come home and you're like, what? It's you. I love you. You're my sexy roommate. And I love that Leslie shouts from the crowd like she's a fan, because she is really. She's like, woo! He's talking about me.
Yeah, I am,
and
baby
I love
doll.
That he says baby doll. Yeah, I like baby doll a lot. I think that's cute.
Yeah, they don't.
And he doesn't say that often, and not many men can pull that off, I feel. And he did it in a nice, like, I don't think he could pull that off soberly, maybe, but he's like drunk and he really pulls it off and is very sweet and cute and doesn't feel cringy to me at all.
Yeah, it's good.
I know. When I was watching this, I was like, why can't the world be full of Bens and not like these dumbass men that I am seeing everywhere? It's so annoying. Bummer.
Yeah. Not enough Bens to go around.
Yeah. And by seeing, I don't mean dating. I just mean like seeing visually with my eyes
Mhm.
and ears. And I'm just like, no thanks. I'm good.
Yeah.
But he says, let's get some music and dancing going. I am Ben Wyatt, and I very much approve this message. And he starts dancing, and I just love this so much. His little drunken dance with Leslie, and April asking if she wants them to shut it down. And I love this Donna line. Like, I forgot how much great lines this episode has where Donna says, no, let the little man dance. It's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something, I think, when it's your wedding too, you're like, part of your joy is seeing the people in your life have a good time. And so I think she's just basking in that he's having a good time and he's letting loose. She loves let loose Ben. And so I think,
She does.
This is like almost a little present to herself.
Yeah, and she wanted a little drama, and this isn't drama necessarily, but this is a little bit out there. So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Leslie joins him in the dance, which is really cute. And I know he was drunk when he said this, but I do think that they should have gotten some music like going. He was right. Like they didn't really have like party music happening, which maybe they were going to do that eventually, but I kind of think that was a good idea on his end.
Yeah.
So now we're at the Pawnee Super Suites where Ben and Leslie are staying, and they have a horrible hangover because, again, they haven't drank in forever. Also, did you notice that Leslie has this, like, Willy Wonka shirt on? I don't know if it's, like, a Sweet'em shirt or what it is.
It looked like they were wearing matching shirts.
Yeah. What is that? I didn't see anything in the
know.
deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Usually that stuff is explained, but I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's so funny. Maybe they got drunk and went to maybe they went to that Willy Wonka thing that was like viral on the internet like recently that was really bad.
Yeah, that could be.
And got shirts. No, I don't know. It must have been some Sweetums thing maybe, but whatever. That was funny to see.
Yeah.
So Leslie says, okay, you acted like you were running yesterday. So today you'll act like you're not running. But then we get a shocker that Jen posted the campaign ad. Like the cat is out of the bag. Officially, he is running according to their firm. And they don't know what happened. And apparently they called Jen last night. And Leslie also called 867-5309 100 times. That's so funny. That was so good.
It's so sad to me that in like 10 years, people aren't going to get that. Like who are just now watching the show.
That's true. Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Also, I think that bed, this is random a tiny bit, but that bed looks fantastic for a Pawnee Super Suites. It looks very comfortable and squishy, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love a hotel bed. But sometimes the bed is not that soft. Like the comforters are usually really soft, but sometimes the bed isn't great. And I think this one looks really good for being in Pawnee.
Yeah. They did it up.
Yeah, also this is random, but I stayed at the Cambria Hotel in Nashville, and that's a chain, and it was the most softest bed I've ever slept on from a hotel. So highly recommend sleeping at the Cambria or like staying at a Cambria sometime and trying that because it was so nice. Loved it.
Yeah, good.
So
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yes, keep that in mind because they are a chain, so it might be in the next city you go to. So
yeah.
Okay, so now we're at JJ's. Jen is meeting Ben and Leslie, and she says they look awful, which, again, just goes with Jen's, like, say whatever comes to mind, very straightforward, no waffling. But also, I guess I never really thought about it before analyzing, but I guess that lease isn't up yet on JJ's because our last episode was Save JJ's, and the diner's still there. They're still eating there, so it must not be completely closed yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was, they probably had a little bit of time left.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm glad we're not completely done yet with JJ's. I kind of thought we were done last episode, so I'm glad we're not.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ben is like, look, I know that I called you, but you really should have checked with me before releasing the campaign ad, like even though I left you a message. And Ben is like, Jen is like, you actually left 4 messages and they were very serious, very specific on the platform, very ready to go. Like this was not something that Jen was like, oh, he kind of sort of said he was going to do it. I'll go with that. He like legitimately said, I want to run. And I love the Leslie singing the 867-5309 song in the back is so funny. And Jen saying like, love that song.
Love that song. It's so good. I love that.
And then this is when, like you said before, that Jen learns that they were drunk and her commentary on the Congress and House of Representatives and stuff. Like most of Washington is drunk all of the time. Like you're going to fit right in Congress. No big deal.
Yeah, no problem.
All of Jen's lines are such bangers. Like they so good.
And so well delivered.
So well delivered. All of it is just so well done. So then we learned the official presser for Ben Running is tomorrow at 9. Oh God. This is where she does start to push, where she's like, it might derail your whole career if you don't show up, but it might not. I mean, you never really do know though, but it probably will, but you never know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh,
and this is another banger of Jen's lines. Like, I do think about this all the time, and I really sympathize with parents. I sympathize with you guys. But damn, that line is exactly how I kind of feel sometimes, where I'm like, I'm going to go spend my time doing exactly what I want to do because I don't have children.
Yeah.
Banger.
That's so funny. It's funny because not in a bad way, but I was like, I feel like that probably is how Holly feels when I'm like, I can't do that because I have the kid or whatever, like. Because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so rare that we get to do anything that's not for the kid. Like, it's so rare we get to do anything for ourselves anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Like, yeah. And even small things or whatever it is. Yeah. And yeah. So I do think about that sometimes and I mean, again, I don't think this is insensitive, but if it is, I apologize. Where like sometimes I think about when I'm depressed or having a moment, I'm like, at least I don't have a child to take care of right now at this moment.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but also it's not my like passion, like, or dream to have a child. So like, that's also a whole other like can of worms. Not can of worms, you know what I mean? A whole other feeling.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I did relate to Jen when she said this. So you are right.
Yeah. It's to each their own. So,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I validate what she's
decisions.
saying. So.
Yes, totally. And I validate how you guys feel too. So I get it. Okay, so now at the church, we have Walden with the church's historical archives. This is really cute that Ron wants information about the limestone and that this guy knows it, that there's even like a little archive department of this church. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
This character's full name is Walden Wensythe Hofstrike. Wensythe Hofstrike, like
Ooh,
dash
okay.
Hofstrike. Yeah, wild. I don't know where they came up with that. But Walden is played by Bob Telford, and he's a voice actor, but he also is a live-action actor as well. He did projects for Disney Children Records. Looks like a lot of short films, 2 episodes of Roseanne, some other really cool things coming up, and some other things that I didn't mention. But looks like he's done a lot of cool things. And sadly, he didn't have his contact info listed, so I couldn't reach out, but I did reach out via Instagram. He does these really optimistic, positive videos on his Instagram, which are really fun. And so I did follow him and messaged him. So we'll see. But I couldn't reach out via email. So you never know if Instagram will like show somebody that they reached out to you. But I was like, is he really, when I was watching it, I was like, is he really with the church? Like, is this his real job? Because he looked so the part and he acted so the part where I was like, they could have gotten somebody that really worked at the church that they shot at and just like asked him to be on TV. But no, he's an actor, so he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, he did.
Side note, this is the same church, I don't know if you noticed this, but the same church used in christening on The Office.
Oh,
so
okay.
Back.
Very cool.
A
I
fun
like
little
it.
Trivia moment. It was also used for funeral scenes in the 1988 version of Heathers with Winona Ryder, which is like great. Yeah. This is a really big filming church. I think about the church. This reminded me of the church that's in the Holiday, was also in Bridget Jones' Diary, was in a bunch. That was the one in Surrey. And I was like, a lot of these places I feel are just like really aesthetically pleasing for a TV show. So they did a really good job with finding that. And if you're interested, if you're in Los Angeles or visiting Los Angeles, it is called the Church of Angels in Pasadena, California, if anyone wants to visit. And it was built in 1889 and is one of California's oldest historical churches. And I did do a little bit of a research moment, but I'm just going to put that in the show notes so you guys can read about it if you choose to. It is a beautiful church, and I'm really glad that they're showcasing it, but it's really cool.
Yeah, that's great. Cool that it's been used.
Right, Ron's right. I mean, yeah, really cool that it's been used in so many different things. But Ron's right. I mean, that's like half of what we visit, or at least it's on a lot of my list when I go to like Europe or I don't know, anywhere really. Like churches are really beautifully architecturally structured. So it's really and so historical, and the fact that they have stood for so long is really a testament to how they're built. So and preserved and restored and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I think it is interesting, honestly.
Agree. It's one of my favorite things too.
Yeah. So Tom and Lucy are being awkward now because of the whole fiasco the night before. And then this is where the crew sees Donna on the next scene, and Leslie starts crying when she's not even in her dress yet. And this is where Donna has a really sincere moment, which is so sweet. And she says such wonderful, heartfelt things to Leslie and April and is so special and just has like the perfect little speech moment for each of them. And I just really love that.
Yeah, it's so well done. I love it.
Me too. And then she says, "You too, Michelle," which is super awkward. This was the best friend from childhood. But then they weren't because she thought her college boyfriend was into her, even though Donna never gave him the time of day, even though the boyfriend was into her. But now we're rebuilding a friendship. Yikes.
Way to give that in front of everybody. And Craig knows.
Yeah, exactly. And Craig knows too. Michelle, you're on very thin ice. But also so funny because I'm like, why is she in your wedding? Like, you don't seem to like her.
Very weird.
Or like you're rebuilding this friendship. You're not like actually friends yet, I feel, or confident in it. But maybe that's with Donna's drama that she likes it a little bit for that. I don't know. It's so funny. And I love this Leslie line too of like, what a complicated tapestry that is.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, no one knew any of that. That was just sprung on us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love this bridesmaid dress, by the way. And Leslie looks so cute in this dress and hair and everything. And I like that they did the thing where it's like different styles but the same color or whatever. So that's really cute. And side note, the person who plays Michelle is so good. I felt like she could have been so over the top and extra, but those facial expressions and the acting with no lines was really well done. It could have been so much more like campy, I feel. And it wasn't. And she just did a really good job of being reserved and also shocked and like, why are you saying this in front of everyone? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Side note, this actor's name is Alana Boatwright, and she's been in quite a few things as well. She was in Grey's Anatomy. So her and Greta, which is the, I think Greta's the, which I haven't talked about Greta. Why did I say Greta yet? Greta is the one who is marrying them, the Reverend. But they've both been in Grey's Anatomy. But she was also, the one who plays Michelle was also in Power Rangers Time Force in the early 2000s. And that made me think of Brady Smith, who plays Grant Larson, who Andy thinks can bring back Power Rangers. Like the connections to Power Rangers just keep coming, which is so funny to me.
Yeah.
And then before we move on, there is actually a little deleted scene between Leslie and April. And Leslie's kind of like thinking and stressing over the Congress running and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's a really cute April moment too. And you'll see why. Hold on.
Yeah.
What's with the sighing? You look jumpy and hungover. Are you trying to ruin Donna's perfect day?
No. Ben is in the middle of something, and my brain is hurting my head.
Well, guess what? Today is not your day. It's not about you, okay? It's Donna's day. So drink some water, throw on some blush, and fall in line.
April, I love seeing you supporting your friends and putting your foot down. Don't ever talk to me like that again.
So much.
I love that. That's exactly how I feel. All of the things that Leslie just said. Like, I love seeing April really stand up for her friends and really just like put your foot down for the betterment of Donna. That's really sweet.
Yeah. I also didn't think she did it in a disrespectful way.
Right. Yeah. Well, in the deleted scene, Donna's not in there and she kind of like sighs, like Leslie loudly sighs and like is checking her phone and is like not really present. So I think that's more so what was going on. But still, I mean, it was an overreaction, sure. But I think April's like got to nip everything in the bud.
Yeah, I was saying I didn't think that April was very disrespectful in the way she delivered it to Leslie. Because Leslie's like, don't talk to me about that again. I was like, I think she laid it out appropriately. She could have been way more disrespectful.
Got it. Yeah. Also, Typhoon is in the background now, and him and Craig have a little moment. Love that. I am interested, but now is not the time.
Yeah, you see like the hope in his eye, and Donna in the back is like, okay.
Love that. Love that they brought Typhoon back. Friendly reminder, this is played by the actor Rodney Toe, and he is so good. Love. And this is where Craig's like, Michelle, you're skating on very thin ice. And it's cute that Craig is on Donna's side as well, which of course he is because he's obsessed with Donna. He has been since day one. But I just love everyone coming to Donna's rescue and really being on her side this day in particular.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great to see.
So Ron goes over to Tom and Lucy and says, you guys are being dumb, like, get it together. And the next part actually is coherent, and he's like finally saying something that's not putting his foot in his mouth. But he says there's no shame in expressing love to someone you cherish, and they make a good team. So, like, you know, just get it together. There's no problem here. But it is something that they needed to discuss, like you said. It needs to be a conversation because it did kind of happen fast for Lucy to hear that, not from Tom, because they've only just started to date again. So I get where Lucy's coming from, especially if Tom, like you said, wasn't the one to explain it / talk about it with her. So, yeah, Tom needs to have this conversation because at this point, I do feel like Tom's being like, no, whatever, it's fine. And he wouldn't have talked about it had Ron not come over. So, because I agree where in this part of the stages of their conversation, I'm like, Tom, just step up. Just say what you're feeling. It's fine. You've tried getting Ron to say it and you've tried backing out and none of those work. So just say the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, and, yeah, it is nice that none of this is bad. Like Tom says those things that is just scary and shocking when A, you hear it from someone else, like Lucy's, you know, not hearing it from Tom. And B, you just started up. And I was frustrated with Tom at this moment, but I'm glad that he did. Because what he says is actually very mature, like a well-spoken response. Like all he meant was that he's all in and he understands where she's coming from, like having just gotten out of a relationship, so not wanting to push. But I do like that right here, Tom finally is like, okay. Like it takes him a while and I'm annoyed, but what he actually says is good. And then she leans her head on his shoulder and that's very sweet. I'm just in it for the free dresses anyway. And they ended on a joke and a laugh and that's nice.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good closure for them on that.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so Donna and Joe now are giving their vows, which is so beautiful. Such a sweet moment that Donna deserves, like we were saying before. Like, it's just so nice to see this special moment, her being celebrated, being loved. I love that Joe's vows say that the Pearl Jam album Vitology was written about Donna. I love Donna's dress and her makeup. Like, she looks really lovely.
I agree. I'm a little surprised Tom isn't standing by her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I could see her being somebody with a
bridesmaid.
bridesmaid.
Neither of them were. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, he was the butler of honor, which I think is a bridesman. So, I guess maybe no one was standing up there. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. I'm being really picky too, and this probably isn't worth mentioning, but I thought that there were some tiny wrinkles in Donna's like top part of the fabric, and I think that was like weird for me. It took me out of it a tiny bit. I mean, she looks fantastic regardless, and I like the pearls on the sleeves and the buttons on the back, which we do get to see more of at the reception, but I thought that she would have looked really good without that little piece of fabric too. You know, that dress, like that angle for some reason had some like crinkles in it, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I thought it was just the fabric, but I could be wrong. Like that weird like tool creases so
like
easily.
That's just how it looks.
Yeah,
maybe it was. Yeah, anyway, she looked fantastic. Doesn't matter, but I just noticed it. And then the reverend at the front who's marrying them says to kiss the bride, and this is so exciting. I just love this little moment and seeing them have a little special romantical like ceremony. It's really nice for Donna.
Yeah, and I like that they had their own vows, but they weren't super drawn out, and it was short and sweet, but you got the gist of how they feel about each other. I thought those were very well written as well.
Totally. I agree. So this reverend, who I mentioned accidentally already, is named Greta Sashita is her name. The character name is Reverend Althea Nike, which is funny.
Cool.
But yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing her actual name right, Greta Sashita, which either way, if I'm not pronouncing it right, it's spelled beautifully and it's a great name. But this is so exciting. So I knew I recognized her from something, but I wasn't sure what. And then so I like stalked her IMDb and she was in Friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that checks out.
I know. I always recognize the people who are in Friends. But she plays, if anyone's familiar, she plays the receptionist in the episode. It's called The One with the Pediatrician, where Ross still goes to his pediatrician. And Greta, aka this reverend, has a scene with Rachel saying like, oh, the doctor's just finishing up with someone else. And then that's where Rachel sees Ross coming out of the pediatrician's office. And it's like, oh my gosh, you still go to your pediatrician. So that was her.
Cool. That's awesome.
But she's done a ton of things. She's done Grey's Anatomy, which, like I said, the gal who plays Michelle, did as well. 911, Law and Order, LA, NCIS, The Mindy Project. So that's a nice little comedy connection. All Rise, which was really good. And she was just so cute up there marrying them, like saying you may kiss the bride. I just felt like they really did well picking her. I just felt like she looked like a really nice reverend.
Yeah, for sure.
So Leslie's on the phone with Roz now, saying they do have the zebras. Roz, the nanny, is freaking out because the kids are freaking out. So I'm sure the kids are panicked that their zebras are gone, but they have them. And Leslie offers Roz a raise now and anything she wants from the house because she's like, just don't quit, essentially.
Yeah, please.
And Ben is like, how am I supposed to do this? Like, we can't even keep it together with the zebras. And like, he asks her what she really thinks. And she's like, no, whatever. Like, I'm neutral. And Ben's like, no. Tell me what you're really thinking. You're never neutral on anything. And this is where Leslie admits that he really should run. Like, we'll figure it out together. They make a good team. Like, we'll do it. It's not a big deal. And, well, it is a big deal, but we'll, like, get it together. You know what I mean? Which is really nice.
Yeah. Again, like this moment where she's going to step in to support him and make adjustments where she needs to make sure he's getting to do what he wants to do, which is we're seeing that balance come back because he's done that time and time again for her.
Yeah, totally. So then we get this team of reporters coming up to ambush Ben, talking about running for Congress. And this reporter is so mean. Get out of here. He's basically saying, like, you are a failed mayor. Like, what business do you have running for Congress? What qualifies you for this?
The audacity.
Which, side note, this reporter... Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying the audacity also to just walk up to somebody like that, too. And how'd they find out where they were?
I know. Get out of here. I know. It did make me laugh a little bit, too, where I was like, this is Pawnee, and this huge crowd of reporters are coming up. What?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess to Pawnee people, it would be a pretty big deal. But, yeah. So, a side note, this reporter, as much as the character is mean, this dude does a great job. His name is James M. Connor, is the actor's name. His character name is Eugene Pilo Grimaldi, which, that's a fun name. But he's been in 4 episodes as a reporter, so you've probably recognized him. And his last episode was Win, Lose, or Draw, which is the episode where Leslie is waiting to see if she won the city council seat. That was the season finale of season 4. And he's been in a bunch of comedy things. You might recognize him from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a bunch of other comedy projects. But in Ben's response, he makes a fantastic point, starting with the zebras, that he solves problems both as a parent and professionally. And then he goes into his work as a city manager, as a budget specialist. I've worked really hard to make this a fiscally responsible town. Also, it's been 5 years. I didn't really think of that because of the time jump. And so the results do speak for themselves if he's been there for that long, and and the Wi-Fi thing, like, he's done a lot. And I don't know if you noticed this, but he did the like politician handhold thing where he like kind of holds his thumb like this as he's speaking. And I was like his thumb in a fist. And I was like, that's such a politician move. You're ready for Congress.
Yeah. Coached on the body language, I'm sure.
And he's like, I'm Ben White and I'm running for Congress. And I love this Leslie moment because it is like, oh, babe, that was so hot. It was.
Yeah. Yeah. Mic drop moment. It was so great. And I love that he owned it. He made his decision and then he owned it.
Yep. Ready to go. And I love Adam Scott's acting here too, of like realizing like I can do this. Like I did it both ways and I am capable / as he's talking, he convinces himself essentially, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So now we're at the reception, which looks fantastic. I love the purple lighting and the very chic and elegant atmosphere. It's super cute. And this is where April asks Donna if everything went well. But she how did she do? Essentially, is what April's asking. And she says she kind of misses the drama, which is a little bit of foreshadowing. So now we're scanning the room, and Ron takes such a huge bite of that meat. I just noticed that because I was like, you're going to choke. Like, be careful.
He's like, I've got experience. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Donna asks why Ben didn't tell everyone he was running for Congress. And, he says, I didn't want to steal your thunder, essentially, but he didn't even really know that he was running for Congress. So there's that. But now the team is behind him, which is so cute. And speaking of cute, oh my God, I love this moment so much. It kind of made me emotional / maybe want to cry a little bit, where Terry, Larry, Jerry's nameplate thing says Gary, and they all start chanting Gary, and Donna winks because that is his real name. And he's finally going to be called by his real name by his coworkers he's worked with for like 30 plus years, thanks to Donna. That is so sweet and so special and such a lovely friendship, coworker, colleague moment, workplace proximity associate moment. And I just love that. It's so cute that Donna's on his side for once.
I agree. This makes me so happy. Like, I wanted to tear up when this happened because it was just like, oh, he's finally going to be Gary, his actual name. He hasn't been the entire series, so it's just beautiful. So
it is beautiful.
And I think I've reached my limit of Killy taking care of himself.
Okay. Well, we don't have much left, so I'll finish the rest by myself, and I'm glad you got to join for as long as you did.
Me too. I'm happy it lasted much longer than I thought. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay, good.
Thank you for being well behaved. I appreciate it. Say hi.
Hi.
Say
Mama.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's
Bye.
like, it's time for mommy to go. You say, see you next time.
Okay.
Okay. Go kisses?
Bye.
Yeah, we'll go do that, okay? Okay. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Mama.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, bye.
All right, so it's really sweet when he's like, oh boy, I'm blessed. So then we get a dance, and Craig says they're going to get a surprise musical guest. And by we get a dance, I mean Donna and Joe are dancing, which is very sweet. And Craig says they're going to get, some singing going on. One of my all-time favorite musical performances, Me. And I love that Genuine walks up. He's so hilarious. I just love that he's like getting his tie ready, has a smirk, or not tie, like his suit ready. He has a smirk on his face, like this is going to be me, and it's Craig. Which, by the way, Craig doesn't have a bad singing voice at all. I think it's great. I had a girl, Donna was her name. It's so cute. I love that. And then we get the drama. So Andy comes down the stairs, which, by the way, is so dramatic. I love a staircase moment. Hope you saved a slice of that cake for your estranged brother, Lavondrius. And this is when Questlove comes in, which is so iconic. I mean, Quest was in the comedy world with Fallon already by this point, so I don't know who asked who to be in the show, like if Quest talked to somebody or if they talked to him or what it was, but this is perfect. I love that he came on. He's totally a great brother to Donna as far as casting goes, and yeah, so fun. And this is so cool, building on that character of the Meagle family holding grudges. He throws the microwave down, and he says, now no one gets any popcorn. And I just love that he brings the microwave with him. And this is another thing that was building on such a sweet April and Donna moment where we find out April orchestrated this whole thing. You said you wanted a little drama. And it's so cute. And it's just like Donna knows that April, even though Donna knows that she orchestrated it, she's still really excited about it and happy that she got to, have that little piece of drama. So she got everything she wanted on her wedding day. The no drama, a little slice of it, and then all of her friends really appreciating her and being so obsessed with her. So I love that very much. And how fun of a role is that to come in, throw a microwave, say a few lines, and have a fun day? Like, so cool. I love that Questlove and Dratch got to make a special appearance on there. So anyway, well, that is the end of our season 7, episode 7. Donna and Joe, we've got them hitched, and now we'll come on to the next episode. And I do love that we are building on. I know this is not the crux of the episode at all, but I do love that we're building on Donna being friends with Jerry / missing him, because we'll see that a little bit later on where she's like, "Oh, I do miss you, Gary." I think she says Gary. So they're starting to build on not being so annoyed by him because they're not working with him all the time, if that makes sense. Oh, and it looks like we actually did get a voice memo from Louisa Abernathy, who plays Grace Callahan, aka Donna's mom. And I just want to go ahead and play that because I don't want to wait till next week to add it in. So let's go ahead and listen to that.
Hi, this is Louisa Abernathy. I played Donna's mom in season 7, episode 7 of Donna and Joe, episode where she's getting married. I remember reading for that episode, and I was ecstatic when I booked it. It was a submission that my agent did, and the rest is history, as they say. The first day of this on the set, I remember reporting to the base camp, which was at the Rose Bowl parking lot. Never been to the Rose Bowl. And met the AD who ushered us off to hair and makeup. And I got to meet my co-star, Hal Williams, who was playing the father of Donna. It was wonderful because I had admired Hal for a long, long time. So this was a wonderful moment. And he lived up to every expectation. Such a gentleman, such a kind man, and very generous as an actor. So that's what I recall about that first day on the set. So later we would meet our director, Ken Whittingham. He knew Hal from the days of 227, a sitcom he starred in with Marla Gibbs. Ken had the utmost of respect for Hal, made sure everybody on that set knew who he was. He spoke so highly of him. It was like he was the guest star. He was the main man. I believe, and I could be wrong, that back in the day of 227, Ken might have been an intern. And Hal, being the gentleman he was, he showed him such respect, and Ken never forgot that and made sure when this role came up that Hal would be cast in it. So it was really great just being in his presence. And that's what I recall. Ken was thrilled that Hal was there. I was thrilled that I was there. It was a great episode. What's interesting about this episode was Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele was playing the soon-to-be husband of Retta. I had worked with him on Key and Peele, so it was nice seeing him again and saying hello to him, and he remembered me in the episode. So that was a thrill. And later, after Parks and Rec, Retta went to star in Good Girls. I happened to be cast in an episode. My scene wasn't with her, but she was there on the set, and I remember wanting to say hello but not to bother her. And finally, I got the courage to say hi, and she said, I was just telling my co-star, I think that's the lady who played my mom on Parks and Rec. So that was thrilling, just to make her acquaintance again and spend a few moments talking with her, because that's the business. You run into people, if you're fortunate, over and over again. So I was lucky to have run into the two main characters of Donna and Joe. So is anything that I'd like to promote right now? Well, I have to say my passion is to build tiny houses for the homeless. Right now, I volunteer at my church. We serve the homeless every day, Monday through Friday. Some days we provide clothing and hygiene kits. So I'm hoping one day that I will be able to house some of the people who are currently homeless. That's my biggest dream, and that's my one big project right now. Of course, I want to keep working as an actress. I never give that up. But yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Thank you for having me, and I wish you guys all the best. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, what a sweet little lady. Oh my God, that's so cute. I made some notes to respond back. First of all, the Rose Bowl, that's so cool. I love knowing that information, that was the base camp and that you had never been to the Rose Bowl and that you just made it there, to have that be your base camp. Oh my gosh, what a fun way to see the Rose Bowl for the first time. You know what I mean? Or be at the Rose Bowl for the first time. That I love those types of location kind of breakdowns of like really the nuts and bolts of where was this, where was that. So thank you so much for sharing that. Knowing Hal, okay, we did a breakdown earlier in the episode about Hal, and I knew he was such a prominent actor, but the way that you're describing him, I probably should have been even more reverent towards him because that's amazing that he was such a prominent actor and was so kind. The words that you said about Ken and how Hal was so nice to Ken, and so that he paid it back. Oh my gosh, I love hearing that so much when someone is kind of not even like meant to be a mentor, but just acts nice and kind, and then someone takes that on and pays it back and reciprocates, like pays it forward, if you will. And oh my gosh, that's such a lovely story, and that is so sweet. It just kind of makes my heart swell. I love those kinds of stories. It's very nice for humankind. It really shows humanity in this business, and I love that so much. And so cool that you had those connections with Key and Peele and Good Girls, and could kind of remember each person and talk to each person and communicate with them too. And I love Keegan so much. I love him in everything he does. Every interview, I'm always laughing / like feeling really heartfelt. So I'm glad that he could talk to you and remember that you guys were in Key and Peele together. That's so fun and so cool. Like, you've had such an amazing career to be in Good Girls, Key and Peele, all the other things that I mentioned before. And how sweet of you to spend your time promoting this volunteer work that you do, building tiny homes for the needy, for the homeless, I should say. I love that, and I'm so glad that you do that. And I'm gonna email your agents and ask which company you work with, so I can post that in the show notes if anybody is in your area, or maybe it's like a regional thing where they can chip in to do that type of work as well and really get that word spread. Thank you so much, Louisa. This is so special. I'm so happy to hear all of this. Thank you so much for sending that in. That was beautiful and perfect, and I loved it. And thank you for being a perfect Donna's mom and a perfect Dr. Callahan. Thank you again so much. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. Thank you so much to Jamison Reeves for sending in that awesome voice memo. I'm so glad we got to hear that. Thank you to everyone that I emailed. Have a great rest of whatever day time you're listening to this, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye.
There's a Parkinson Pals, and there's also therapy too.